Hi everyone, this is Liza. Welcome back to Eliza's Bookshelf, or welcome if you're new. Today I want to go over all the books that I bought in October. So October was my birthday month and I actually went a little bit crazy and bought too many books. I bought 18 books, which is the most I've bought in a month for this past year. I think last year I did pretty good on not buying many books, and then this year when I started my booktube channel, I saw all these great books and I wanted to buy more and more, and it slowly crept up and up and up. I would buy like on average 10 books a month, and then bam, this past month was 18 books, and that's a lot. That's a lot for me, and I know it's a lot for a lot of people too. So actually after this month, I am putting myself on a book buying ban. With a couple of exceptions, I am going to still have my book subscription boxes, so I'll still get books from Book of the Month and then books from the Bookish box, and if Fairy Loot ever opens its arms to me, I will definitely subscribe to them, but outside of that, I'm not going to buy any other books. So this may be my last like big book haul, hopefully. Okay, so let's get started. No particular order, or maybe I'll just go over the hardbacks first and then I'll go over my paperbacks. So first, and I was kind of dreading making this video because it's so many books to talk about, but I'll basically talk just a little bit about each one and hopefully I'll get through this video in less than 10 minutes. Okay, so the first one is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I've never read Grady Hendrix books before, but I've been seeing a lot of his books around. And so The Final Girl Support Group, I wanted this because I love the Final Girl trope, and this one is like multiple final girls together in one. If you don't know, a final girl is the last girl who survived in like a series of murders. Like think about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If anyone survived that, you know, it's usually a girl who is the last surviving person. That would be the final girl. Anyway, so the Final Girl Support Group, there's like a bunch of final girls together, and they have therapy together because of what they went through, and it's all similar, but turns out someone is trying to kill the final girl. One by one, they're getting killed off, so they're trying to figure out who is trying to kill them. So this sounds good. The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. This is number 2 in the Prison Healer series. So if you don't know, I read The Prison Healer recently and I loved it so much. It's basically about this teen who was captured because they thought she and her family were a part of this rebel movement. And so she's captured, she was put into this prison, and her role in that prison is a healer because she knows a lot of that from her family history and everything like that. So yes, she is the prison healer, and she just always held out this hope to get rescued by her family. I don't want to get into too much, but know that there's like different trials and ordeals and elemental magic like fire, wind, earth, and stuff like that. So yes, this is number 2. I'm so excited to get into this one. Oh, I'm already running low on time. The Stardust Thief. So I got the Stardust Thief in another Book of the Month box, but I finally read it recently and I loved it so much that I bought the Fairy Loot edition off of someone on Mercari. So this is the Fairy Loot edition. It's nice. It has purple sprayed edges. I think the inside has art. The person actually gave me their print card too, but it has art on the inside that's super pretty. I don't know if you see. And then it has this special, I don't know, it's just special. I love it. Ooh, I don't want to ruin it here. Okay, so that is my special edition of Stardust Thief. And then we have a couple of books. I did go to Las Vegas with my family recently in October. Nothing crazy or special or anything. We just go there sometimes randomly on a weekend. And so we went to the nearby independent bookstore. I forgot what it's called, but it was so cute. It has like a little coffee shop inside as well. And so I bought this book, and then I also bought Night of the Raven, Dawn of the Dove. All right, so We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz. It was picked as a Reese's Book Club book. I don't know when, but basically it's about these 2 friends who went backpacking, and one of them is named Emily, the other is named Kristen, and Kristen invites like a cute backpacker back into their room. One time Emily comes back to the room and everything's like broken on the floor, there's blood everywhere, I think, and then Kristen says that she had to kill the backpacker in defense because something happened, I don't know. And she's like, all right, cool. But then she found out that something else happened in the past with Kristen that's like similar circumstances. So she's like, why is this happening twice? So that is really intriguing and creepy. Sorry if I sound kind of nasally. We recently just all got over a cold. But anyways, Night of the Raven, Dawn of the Dove. I think this is like a YA fantasy book. Not really sure what it is about, but it looks amazing and I'll probably read this soon. And the cover is so cute too. Yes, okay. And then we get into my 3 book of the month picks. We have Sign Here by Claudia Lux. We have The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. And then we have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. So A Sign Here is about a devil in hell, and hell is portrayed as like everyday or normal life, but really annoying things happen here and there, and that's why it is hell. Anyway, so that demon has the goals to find like or to have another human sign over their soul to hell, right? And so he is really focused on this Harrison family. He needs one more soul from that Harrison family, and so you learn more about him and the family. And I've already read this actually, and I loved it so much, but I'll talk more about this later. And we have The Family Game. And I heard this is like the movie Knives Out. I don't know if you watched that already, but I haven't. I loved it, and that's why I picked this as my book of the month pick. Basically, if it is like that movie Knives Out, then you have like this family that's stuck in their house and everyone's like trying to kill each other. If it is like that, let's see. A rich eccentric family, a time-honored tradition, a lethal game of survival. One woman is about to find out if she has what it takes to join her husband's family in this riveting must-read thriller from the author of Something in the Water. I'm so congested. Anyways, that sounds exactly like Knives Out. I do remember the ending of Knives Out being crazy, so I am not expecting that in here, but I am excited to read this. And then we have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I don't really know what this is about. I think it is marketed as like a historical fantasy, but basically a deeply atmospheric story about an ancestral magic, an unsolved murder, and a second chance at true love. Okay, my mistake. I think it was marketed as like a mystery fantasy, so I'm excited for this one. So those are, oh God, I have more. All of Us Villains. I actually picked this up because my cousin-in-law picked it up and she thought it was really interesting. And then I saw Sam from Sam's Little Corner. She said it was like one of her favorite books. So I was like, all right, I must get it. But basically you have like this population and there's different family groups and stuff like that. And each year, I'm guessing it's each year, they all have to pick one person to fight together to the death. And the winner gets like this magic or whatever, right? So it sounds a lot like Hunger Games, except Hunger Games, they were fighting for their lives, but they weren't really getting anything in return except for being alive, right? So this sounds really magical. It sounds crazy. And I think it is a duology, and the second one is out already. So I'm hoping to get into this one soon. And then we have a Venom, Dark and Sweet. This one is the second in the duology. The first one is called A Magic Steeped in Poison, and it's all about this magic system that deals with tea. So I'm excited about that. I love it when I have like a full set so I can just binge read. All right, so that is my hardbacks. Let's get into my paperbacks. My Best Friend's Exorcism is another book by Grady Hendrix, and this one I already read, and I just need to watch the movie. Basically about these two best friends. One of them, you know, they go out to like a party or something, and then one of them comes back very strange, not acting like herself, very moody, very sickly looking. It turns out she's, you know, obviously possessed. And so it's so sweet. Like I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's just so sweet. I actually was not sure about this book going in, but in the end I loved it so much. And so I talked about this a lot more in my Thrill Till Halloween, and I'll talk about it again in my wrap up as well. So Erin Sterling, The Kiss Curse. You guys have heard me talk about this, but this is book 2. Yes, book 2 in this series about this magical town, witches, and I guess the men are called witches too. I don't remember them being called warlocks or anything. But anyway, so there's a lot of magic. There's a lot of romance. So in this one, there's like enemies to lovers type of romance. But yes, I also talked about this recently, so I'm not going to go into it too much. I loved it though. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the sequel to It Ends With Us that has been out for like decades. I don't know how long it's been out for, but we finally get the story of Lily and Atlas. And this is kind of like a second chance romance. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about this book, but it is definitely like contemporary romance. Typical Colleen Hoover, tugs at your heartstrings and stuff like that. So, yes. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I picked this up because I was seeing it around like Book Talk or Bookstagram and stuff like that. And I was told by my cousin-in-law that it is a Friends to Lovers. So we'll see. I think it reminds me of, what is that book called? That book by Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation. It reminds me of that. So I'm so excited for this one. Getting down to the wire here. Oh, my books. Would You Rather by Allison Ashley. This is also a friends to lovers romance. Basically, she has a super rare kidney condition and she's almost on dialysis and stuff like that. And so she needs a kidney transplant, except she wants to quit her job in order to pursue more schooling or more studies, you know, another degree. And so she has this predicament of losing her health insurance if she quits her job. So she marries her best friend to get part of his health insurance. Anyways, and then they become like lovers, you know, typical, but I'm excited for that. All I Want for Christmas. This is so funny because I was telling my husband, you know, giving him hints here and there about what books I would like for the 25 days of Christmas. And so I was like, oh, you know, this book really looked cool. And then I looked at my shelves and I already had it. And I was like, you know, just forget what I said. Anyways, I actually don't quite remember what this is about, but there's music involved and there's a dog involved. So that's all you need to know. Just kidding. I think it's about like these two people who are on a singing competition and they are like enemies or rivals, whatever, right? But they have to work together and then so, you know, they fall in love. The Roughest Draft. I think this also reminded me of Emily Henry's, her first book, Beach Read. It's kind of like book themes inside a book. I think they're both trying to write their own book. Maybe they have a like contest or something. Who knows? Lizzie Blakes' Best Mistake by Maisie Eddings. I keep seeing Maisie Eddings in Bookstagram going around and touring and hanging out with Susan Lee. And so that's what really got me interested in her books. Sounds like she has a one-night stand or a two-night stand with this guy and then they fall in love. So all my romance books, I'm just assuming there is a happily ever after because why? You know, why would you not have a happily ever after? But anyway, so that is my October book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I went through that pretty quick because it was a lot of books and I do not want to spend a lot of time editing because everyone is just sick and I have no time for myself. Anyway, so I have a book over here. Oh, and a book over here. Okay, well, I hope you liked that book haul. It is likely my last big book haul, hopefully. The other thing I wanted to bring to attention is that I am doing this like read what you own book challenge. I'll link the video down below for the creator of this challenge. But basically the concept is you read your own books before you're allowed to buy new books. So there's different like tiers and stuff like that. If you want to do the highest tier, it's basically read 100 books that you own before you're allowed to buy new books. So I will aim for the highest I can and see where that takes me because I do want to read my own books. I actually counted downstairs, like I have two bookshelves. I have bookshelf here and I have a bookshelf downstairs and I counted the books downstairs. Just the downstairs bookshelf, I have 141 books that I have not read yet. So I haven't counted up here, but just you know, giving you an idea or a picture of how many books I am able to shop off of with my own bookshelves. So I'm excited for that. Anyways, sorry, a little tangent there, but anyways, thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.